Hey everyone, this is Dr. Coach K, and I'm with Umoji, www.umojienergy.com. So today's conversation, I was watching one of these reels on Facebook, and they were talking about reparations, and one of the biggest things that we've created is a program called Reparations Art Gallery, Rags to Riches. And what I wanted to add into this conversation and chime in about how mass incarceration has devastated the black communities, school to prison pipeline, and how that has been a continuation of mistreatment against blacks because there has not been reparations set in order or any type of establishment. But at the same time, we know that whether or not we as a black community thrive or excel, we are policed, we are dismantled, and then destroyed by the external forces of the animosities against us. So when I have this conversation today about reparations, let me tell you, in solidarity, I agree that reparations are in need, if not a mandatory to the black communities. But on the other hand, we need protection. We need safety, security, and it won't be from the animosities of our neighbors. It would have to come from external forces or internal forces. We would have to create a higher, superior security system, higher grade than weaponry, higher grade than reinforcements, because we know that external forces do not work. Well, they have created bioweaponry, they have created parasitical weaponry, and things that attack internally. And so in order for us to create something that would create for us a true reparations, we would need to use frequencies and vibrations like dog whistles, right? That will keep us safe and secure to live out so that we can eat at the table in front of our enemies. When regards to that, when I say enemies, those that are come to kill, steal, and destroy us, we have to protect our innocence. We have to protect our impurities. We have to protect our virtues. We have to protect the joy of the Lord. And in order to do that, sometimes we have to take it by force through a higher callings, which we call like dog whistles, a higher vibration, higher frequency that keep our enemies at bay or at safe distance, right? Internal, external, because we can't see sin. We can't interact with the forces against us, right? That are covert and overt, right? So when I talk about reparations and to structure reparations, I am talking about addressing this issue that everybody wants to ignore, that the United States and other countries that agree with the United States do not want to pay the bill because it will create a bankruptcy and for life, for generational, up to 1,000 years of bankruptcy. So they would lose their generational wealth that they never had owned. It was stolen. So with that said, in right, for them to lose it for 1,000 years would be justice. But no one wants to see anyone in poverty. No one wants to see anybody eating crumbs under the table, right? Even if you have been oppressed for 400 plus years, you don't want to see someone while you're eating a meal oppressed under the table, right? It would be ludicrous to repeat the cycle. So how do we break the chains? How do we break the cycle? Knowing that the world around us know they can't afford to pay us what our dues, but yet we cannot afford as a people to stay underrepresented or lack thereof. So here's the solution, or a solution, an option, right? We can come together, unified front, right? Build like we've done in the previous, a strong system, a solid system that host and hospitalities that generate wealth, right? As a unified front, we can rebuild, anoint the land, right? And create a global citizenship and global awareness of who we are as a culture, that the things that we've lost, protect our history, protect our present, and protect our future, and create which I have started with Umoja, a credit system that will create 1,000 years plus, once protected, once solidified in the house of global recognition. Once we do that as sovereignty, to do all the lost of language, lost of tribes, lost of families, because displacement of families we could never go back to. We wouldn't even begin who is our actual house, our crest, or our dynasties, right? All of that was lost. And so creating that new chapter or reinvented chapter would take a lot of construction. So having the 123 countries stand with us, providing voluntary resources to reconstruct, to build security, to build a safety in vibration and frequency, to be able to live out the days of generational wealth and to pass on to generation in a resurrection of the first fruits of the dead. That would be justice. That would be true reparations, and that would be our next chapter. I think that we need to start with accounting for those that do believe we deserve reparations. Start there first. Release that provision, release those credits, release that wealth, and that is how we start. And our first order of things is to build securities and safety systems around us as a people, and how we interact with the police, justice, because that would be the first thing that would attack us in the legal system.